AI isn't just a technology story about algorithms becoming more intelligent, and it isn't just a business story about billionaires and job automation. It's also the story of a new kind of weapon.
An algorithm that said, go figure out how to launch, penetrate the nuclear code in the country and figure out how to launch some missiles. Then you got problems.
We're going to discuss this idea of AI as a weapon in terms of cyber attacks, bioweapons, drones, and nuclear missiles. The modern world relies on services like hospitals, energy networks, and trains. And these services rely on digital systems that are vulnerable to cyber attack. According to the UK's National Cybersecurity Centre, there are two important ways in which the threat level for cyber attacks is now more severe because of AI. AI agents can summarise data at pace, which makes them a powerful reconnaissance tool for tracking down vulnerable networks and devices. They also enable more sophisticated social engineering attacks in the form of phishing emails or deepfake audio messages. And as AI becomes more advanced and more widely available, the scale of the problem is going to increase.
AI will help our country accelerate progress in medical research, education, and many other areas.
This is Dario Amodei, founder of Anthropic, one of the world's leading AI companies.
Specifically, Anthropic is concerned that AI could empower a much larger set of actors to misuse biology.
It's notable that when he testified to an American Senate hearing on AI regulation, he focused entirely on this particular risk.
Today, certain steps in bioweapons production involve knowledge that can't be found on Google or in textbooks and requires a high level of specialized expertise. However, a straightforward extrapolation of today's systems to those we expect to see in 2 to 3 years suggests a substantial risk that AI systems will be able to fill in all the missing pieces, enabling many more actors to carry out large-scale biological attacks.
There's a term, dual use, that's sometimes used to describe AI. That's because the same capabilities which make it such a powerful tool for life sciences, its ability to analyze and construct complex models of human biology, also make it a potential bioweapon. Researchers from the Center for AI Safety wrote, in 2022, researchers took an AI system designed to create new drugs and tweaked it to reward rather than penalize toxicity. In just 6 hours, it generated 40,000 chemical warfare agents entirely on its own. It's still the case that, even with the help of AI, developing bioweapons requires advanced equipment and expertise. But there is a very real danger in the future of AI lowering the technical barrier for bad actors. The conventional kind of war, armies engaged in military combat, is going to be permanently changed by the combination of drones and AI. Drones were pivotal at the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine war, in the initial Ukrainian defeat of the Russian invasion, and now, in the third year of the war, Ukraine has doubled down on drones as a response to Russia's advantage in terms of manpower, artillery, and planes. This is probably a paradigm shift in the way wars are going to be fought, especially when the drones are combined with AI. Admiral James Stavridis, former Supreme Allied Commander of NATO, has predicted that military superiority will soon be based principally on whether armies can build and operate enormous fleets of AI-enabled combat drone. In his words, warfare is headed towards a brain-on-brain conflict, because the winning side will be the one that's developed the AI-based decision-making that can outpace their adversary. All the major nuclear-armed countries use a digital NC3 system, which stands for Nuclear Command, Control and Communication. In theory, AI can help these systems provide a quicker and more precise notification of an incoming threat. Consider, for example, the huge volume of geospatial data that is potentially relevant to a nuclear early warning system, and the speed at which this data would need to be processed in a nightmare scenario. There is, thankfully, a shortage of real-world data when it comes to nuclear attacks. But it's hard to build AI without comprehensive training data. And because it's a new technology, military leaders lack experience when it comes to integrating AI into this decision-making process. The risk is that an AI system might, in a moment of high tension, produce a false positive and misclassify something as an existential threat.
Now's the time for us to say we're willing to restrain ourselves if you are willing to restrain yourselves. The challenge is the most sophisticated state actors, Russia, China, Iran, don't always embody the same norms or values that we do.
Is there a path ahead that doesn't involve death by cyber weapon or bioweapon or drone or nuclear bomb? Our leaders need to focus on two key things. Number one is operational excellence, focused on security. Does public infrastructure have access to the best cybersecurity applications? Has the healthcare system learnt the lessons from COVID? Can we build the best drones? How robust are the nuclear protocols? These questions are political, but not ideological. It's a matter of competence and focus. Number two is wisdom in pursuit of peace. Major countries are stuck inside a prisoner's dilemma, unable to do the collectively rational thing, which would be to de-escalate and disarm. Changing that slowly and reducing the incentive to use AI to build dangerous weapons is now an important task for leaders around the world.